Okay, final words on behalf of the co-organizer, which is the presidency and the MC chair. It will be no summary, no slides anymore, but nevertheless some things have to be said at the end. The first thing I would like to say is that the experience of the last 2 days confirmed the narrative of the ESPON seminars, so that the ESPON seminars are not only the flagship events of the ESPON program, bringing together the projects, the policymakers, and interesting people, but it's also the place to be to follow the policy developments on territorial development, urban development, territorial cohesion. The place to be to get updated information. We had these strategic debates to form their own opinion, to get involved, to discuss. I think this was quite impressive the last 2 days. This is true for the EU, those who are working in the EU context, but the ESPON family is going beyond. We have the ESPON partners which are not members of the EU, even attract interest by other countries. I had in the break a very nice talk with Albanian colleagues, where they also are working on territorial cohesion following the EU example. So the second thing I want to say is thanks to all those who have contributed to the event, the keynote speakers, the speakers in the workshops, the discussion, and of course those who have organized on the ESPON EGTC and also on the Austrian side. I know that an ESPON seminar also means a lot of work, and we have experienced this during the event. So thanks for that. And last but not least for the moderator, John, for guiding us through. No summary I said, nevertheless, I hope you have numerous takeaways from these events, which are in your emotional brain and your rational brain. Maybe these two brains are in conflict with each other, which is also a good signal. But I think there have been several takeaways. I will not list them, just to give you what I take away. There was this brilliant analysis of poverty of territorialism by Andreas Faludi, who was not giving us an answer, but which nevertheless giving the base for a discussion. He gave us at least this picture of archipelago of islands, to which we as Austrians, not having a sea, have to get used, but nevertheless it's a way forward. We had the presentation by Andres Rodriguez-Posey with the geography of discontent, which opens a way to the political dimension of our debate. So to discuss territorial aspects is not for insiders working on territory. It has this very strong political dimension. I think this is also a takeaway. And Simin Davoudi's appeal to recall the values and to be clear on the wording, to use territorial spatial sensitiveness instead of territorial cohesion is also a takeaway. And last but not least, the presentation by Andrea Uliet, Kai Böhme, and added by Jerzy Schlachter of the strategic project still running, and we're looking forward to have further inspiring results next year. But we also heard not only optimism, but there was also skepticism in the room on the overall European project. I think a lot of work has to be done to work on the belief that the best times are still before us as Europeans. And I think this is also takeaways. There was some very clear messages on different levels. Vincent Nadin recalled that only by changing the wording from planning to narrative, it doesn't change the substance. I remember Frederick Richter saying that maybe the old narrative is still valid. We only have to better to communicate it, so not swap the narratives too quick. And there was this implicit dimensions of radical change. So everything is wrong, what has been done in the past, vis-a-vis muddling through. Not this time, but at the last seminar, Susan Pocher from the University of Utrecht called it radical incrementalism, sorry for stumbling over the word. So there is these big questions around how to approach this. As I said, I will not try a summary, but there were also, I think, the combination between the strategic debate and the workshops, the projects, is giving hope and food for thought to continue, that there are answers around at all levels, and work has to be continued, and hopefully ESPON project will fulfill these pilot fish functions also in the future. Yes, in this respect, I hope you have been encouraged to stay committed. In one of the workshops, Csaba Hende from the European Commission said, here we are all believers, so we don't have to convince each other, which has been said several times, but which also means that all of us are multipliers for us, so to take the message home. And ESPON is serving somehow as the secure, the stable home base also for the believers in order to continue. My last words are from the role of the Austrian presidency. We, as said in the beginning, we have focused on a few limited issues in the debate on territorial development, cohesion and urban development, by trying to bridge those debates, not only ensuring continuity, which is our task as presidency, but also lead the question towards future perspectives, work on the timeline for the territorial agenda, work on the timeline also for the urban agenda, which was not so much in the focus this time. So towards this window of opportunity of the next 2 years, towards 2020, in complement to the program exercise. So we try to work on these interfaces. And the second dimension was to focus on the governance side, to get what could be done practically, what are governance elements also on the European level, which help all the other levels to deliver the nice words into action. ESPON was very supportive in this respect. We used ESPON inputs at several occasions. Thanks for that. We also tried not to forget this, that cooperation is not only a bottom-up exercise, it requires the EU formats, it requires the involvement of the European Commission, so certain European elements, and to work on these elements. This was in the forefront. In this respect, the seminar was somehow complementing what we have done, so we always saw it as a package. We also kept the best for the last, as Roland said. We have the seminar as the last element, because after this event we are stepping down from the stage. We are handing over the presidency to Romania, and we wish good luck for all the upcoming presidencies. We have there's also two takeaways from here. 2 things to do. The one is short term. We prepare next week, together with our trio partner, Estonia and Bulgaria, a short policy note, conclusions of the trio in the work on territorial and urban development, to be handed over to Romanian and upcoming trios. We will report what we have done, but also we'll try to give an outlook, hooks to how to continue. And we will also include a hook that the debate with stakeholders in these formats are important elements, and also the lessons we have learned out of this debate is this sense of urgency to not stay in between, like Helmut Hiss called it in his report, but somehow that we are approaching a strategic or an important phase in European integration. The second takeaway is on the national level, so I look rather to my colleagues from Austria, that of course we face the same challenge like all of you, to embed the European dimension into the national regional work, to continue to translate, to do this also at all levels in our international work, macro-regional, but national regional planning. We know that it's not easy, but we think the 6 months in the presidency, being a little bit closer, not only to the organization, but also to the substance, has not only taken a lot of energy from us, but also has given us some energy to continue these efforts on the national level. Maybe we will feel it only after Christmas, but we will continue to work on that. So these were my last words. Thank you all for participating. I'm not the last speaker, but